Hi, I'm Nathan. Have you tried to publish a book? Or, even more likely, have you thought about publishing a book, felt like it was impossible, and just sort of not even gave up? Not even gave up. That's like commitment, and that's a lot of commitment right there. But just sort of like avoided talking about it, avoided thinking about it, and in the grand scheme, avoided doing it. If that has happened to you and you're still gnawed on the inside, there's just like a splinter in your brain, this desire to publish a book, this course is for you. Forewarning, you have to have written a book. If you are working on a book and not yet completed with a first draft, I have a course for that. It's called First Draft First. Check that out at firstdraftfirst.com. That's just getting, I know I'm going to be redundant, but that's just getting the first draft done. Because it's a long-winded process, but you can't. One of my favorite lines, I forget who said it, you can edit a bad book, you can't edit a blank book. So, first draft first, go do that if that's your current barrier. But after that, when you have a thing, a book, not perfect, but complete, sitting around and you're wondering how to get it out there. Doesn't matter if you're trying to become a bajillionaire, J.K. Rowling style, or just, share with friends and family, or really like keep it to yourself, hide it on your shelf. Whatever your goal is with a completed book, if that is the goal, and you've been stuck at that point, that point on the path, this is the course for you. It's going to be real bare bones. I'm going to give you a couple supplementary resources and references to help you along the way, but most of it is going to be dragging you kind of bluntly through the process from here's your book, here's a printed copy of it with the insides and a cover. Couple things to note ahead of time. I use Kindle Direct Publishing. Even if your book isn't going to be on Kindle or whatever, it's still Amazon's system that they use to host published books, especially self-published books. And then there are a couple things. I give you a couple free options for the book contents, the manuscript, and the book cover. There are free options there, a little more tedious, not as pretty sometimes, maybe a couple extra steps. And then there's some paid options. More energy on the front end of learning how to use the software that I'm going to recommend, but on the back end, much prettier, much smoother, and if you're in this for the long haul, you want to be publishing books for a while, more than one even, great resources. Again, a lot of extra front-loaded energy you have to spend to understand just how to use them, but once you got that, only a couple extra hours on your own time. That's not included in this course, I'm going to tell you. I am not going to teach you how to use what is called Scrivener. I'm not going to teach you how to use Affinity Photo, but those are supplementary resources available to you that help drastically in the effort of publishing a book. So, huge preface to say, I want to help you publish a book. I love writing, I love reading, I love inspiring other authors, and I've seen too many authors get stuck at that stage where they're like, I've got this story. I mean, I've even written it, but I just don't how do I book it? How do I turn it into a book? And it's sad. It's sad that we get stuck there. Long time ago, I had written things. I was stuck there. Didn't know what to do. I wasn't even frustrated. Hear me out. I wasn't even invested enough to be frustrated. I was deflated by feeling that stuckness of just like, I've got this vague dream out there and it'll never happen. That's it. Then I'm going to tell you all of my pitiful life stories that sort of send me over the edge briefly, long enough to say, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm going to write. I'm going to publish. I had this extra gritty sort of energy that said, you know what, do or die, my book is coming out. Since then, I've calmed down a bit, I've streamlined the process a lot, discovered a whole lot of useful tools that I want to offer to you. Another forewarning, it's painfully tedious. You don't understand. You think writing a book is tedious? Imagine exporting a PDF 1,000 times because the margin is always just a little bit wrong. Oh shoot, and then once you have the manuscript fixed, quotation fingers, then you've got to deal with the cover art, and that's 1,000 exportations of one other file, and then you got to match. We'll work through that. We will work through that. Most of it, I have to confess, is going to be on you. I will give you the direction. I will aim you in the right direction, and then you just have to walk those 1,000 steps over and over again until the formatting is right. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave you out in the cold. I'm going to give you a couple resources and a couple guides. I'll even give you a nice spreadsheet to help you guide that process. But just get yourself geared up for a whole lot of tedium. Beyond that, it's a pretty straightforward process. Tedium is the name of the game. But once you can just like get yourself emotionally ready for that, it's pretty solid, straightforward stuff. A lot of little pieces along the way, but you just line them up like dominoes and ding, flick them down, and then you have your book. Again, my name is Nathan. I hope you join me on this painful quest to turn your manuscript into a tangible book. Good luck, my friend.